Louisiana Beer Review's Hofbräu Dunkel. This is a beer that was developed as a Hofbräu in 1589, a court brew for the royal court, the Dukes of Bavaria, starting in the 1800s, kings of Bavaria. Bavaria used to be a separate kingdom inside of Germany until 1918 when it became a state with a governor instead of a king. Okay, anyway, it is brewed and bottled by the Bavarian government, state government, because it was developed by government leaders as a brew just for the family, the court, and then later in the wasn't until the 1800s they started selling it to what they call ordinary people. Now it's very popular, and they have brew houses, brew pubs around the United States, Asia, of course, Germany. Dark specialties were being made in Bavaria long before the advent of pale beers. Over the years, Hofbräu Dunkel lost nothing of its popularity. With the rich flavor, it remains a refreshing beverage suitable for all occasions, a traditional Munich deliciousness. 5.5% alcohol, a delicious Munich deliciousness. Well, they're translating it best they can. 11.2 ounce bottle. You can also get it in 50 something kegs. All right, anyway, it's beer. It says beer, even though it's 5.5. I tried, established 1589. They said this was their first beer. This original one. There's the crown for the former royal government. It's funny because there's a beer they sell called Hofbräu Original, but it's not the original. It's just like, I guess it sounds better than calling it Hofbräu Standard Golden Beer, but I've had that one. I've had the Oktoberfest, and I had the Maybach, the 7.2%. Love to try that again, but they're not showing it being sold in Louisiana. I did the locator tool. This was $11.99 for the 6-pack at Mathern, so these German imports can be a little expensive. 5.5% alcohol, 23 bitterness units. Like I said, been on the market for nearly 440 years. They use Munich malt, light malt, and caramel malt. The hops are Hercules and Pearl. Beer Advocate gives it an 85, very good. Rate Beer says, no, it's terrible, a 51. They hate it. It's an awful beer, but in the style, this Dunkel lager, they give it a 92. So what does that tell you? They hate the style. And a 74 on Untapped. I'm going to watch video reviews. I'm sure there's so many, it's going to take me weeks to watch them all. So, let's check it out. Never had it before in my life. Like I said, I've had the Maybach, the Oktoberfest, and the original. Mathern's did have the original. It was $11.49, 50 cents cheaper. I will probably revisit that one. There's a date. Well, this is that greenish brown bottle. There's a code, guys. L024V at 902. So, what does that mean? Best by 2024 and the V month, the 5th month. I don't know. It's a mystery, and so I can't figure out if it's fresh or not. All right, it's raisin colored, like a California raisin, but maybe more brown. So yeah, brown with a cream colored head. Thick head of foam in this clean glass. Let's go with the aroma. It does have that raisin note, but it's like raisin bread without the cinnamon. You know, it's just pungent, dark bread crust, and the raisin. Yeah, maybe a little caramel. Let's go with the taste. Chose. Rich bread, dark bread crust, raisin. Almost like a licorice, Well, you know that it doesn't have licorice in it like they have that Danish beer that Brian sent me. Thank you, Brian. Sent me that Danish beer or in 2011. What was it called? Sort Gold. Medium body, very bready, very malty, and a dry finish, crisp, pretty crisp finish. Sweetness scale. I would say 3 out of 5 sugar cubes. Bitterness scale, 2.5 out of 5 hop cones. So it's got some nice bitterness, nothing too strong. If you're used to drinking, you know, Coors Light, yeah, it's probably going to seem really bitter, and it's going to be a lot more bready and fuller. You might find it sweet and off-putting because you're not used to that super sweet Coors being such a crisp, dry beer. Coors Light, I'm talking about. This has some sweetness to it. Dry finish. It's a superb beer. I can see why beer advocates saying it's very good, and Untapped likes it. Great beer. I mean, you know, they're giving it a 92 in the style, and I agree. But I'm going to go higher than that. I'm saying 93 in the style. A most excellent beer. I wouldn't go lower than most excellent. It's been, well, not sold, been produced since 1589, in-house and then sold to the public later, but it's been in production since 1589, so a great job, les bon relais. And I'm going to end this review by saying y'all go to one of the local Hofbräu brew houses in the United States, or go to Germany and tour the actual breweries. There's more than one. There's a new one they built in 1988 because the other ones were so, you know, old. Well, one had a fire, but they were old and everything. So how is it going to go with these buttery crackers and corned beef and sriracha sauce? Most excellent again. Thanks, everybody.